What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Fallout 4 mods. In my hand is the M2216 rifle. It's a mod. Yeah, that's it. But that's not what we're going over today. What we are going over today is the FCOM Commander mod. So, the weather starts to get a little bit sour. But yeah, so basically what this mod does is allow you to kind of call in different units to your aid, and yeah, I mean, you kind of just can command different units. This mod actually came out a couple days ago. I don't know how I missed it. It's a really cool mod, so I'm going to go over it today. And basically, when you install the mod, you're going to get this thing called the Commander Radio. So you should favorite this. That's what the mod author recommends, so I put it on 3 because, well, do you want to go and click it every time? I don't, so it's a lot easier to just hit the button real quick and that, but then you'll get Hello Commander, and you'll get a bunch of different options. So first and foremost, what you can do is request forces. So this is obviously going to be how you get different units. So as you can see, we have 4 options currently. We have the Institute, Brotherhood of Steel, Minutemen, and Railroad. So as you click on these different things, you get a squad. So obviously you could have 3 squads at once, and I believe you could kind of just keep calling units, and then it'll add to that squad. So let's say let's say I request units and I say Brotherhood of Steel, and I just continuously spam Brotherhood of Steel Knights to the Alpha Squad. Well, then if you go back, which I have to exit the whole thing too, which is kind of not fun, but if you go back, as you can see, give orders, you could actually command the different squads. So then anyone in Alpha Squad, so let's say I had 4 groups of Brotherhood of Steel Knights, I could order all of them here. So it is pretty cool in that sense. I'll go over all of this a little bit more in depth. I was trying to give a rough overview so you can get an idea of what the mod can do. And yeah, so obviously we have the 4, as you can see right here. After the squad, you do get different types of units. So you have synth troopers, synth stormers, scientists, coursers, heavy, courser assault team, etc. And I want to preface this, it's not balanced at all. So yeah. I feel like I should mention that. It kind of sucks that just happened with the weather, but I guess it's not too big of a deal. But yeah, so let's request some forces, and let's go first with the Institute because they'll come here the fastest. And what should we pick? We have the H-Cats, we have the Coursers, and the Scientists. So let's get some H-Cats. Oh, so as you can see, they literally will just spawn in like that, and one always goes a little far away. And one thing I do want to say directly to the mod author, I really love the mod, but you can't use it in power armor. So I was trying to make a cool video with the Spartan power armor, which I went over yesterday in a video, but once you get in the power armor and you actually try and use the thing, you cannot equip it because it is like kind of an armor right now. So that's kind of annoying that I wish would be changed, but I'm sure it'll be switched in the future. But as you can see now, we do have all these H-Cat coursers, and yeah, so they're in our squad. So if we hit the button again, we can give them different orders. So they are an Alpha Squad right now, and you also can, of course, select all squads. So let's put them on relax. Let's see if they listen. And I guess they're relaxing right now. I guess that is the oh no, there it goes. So it takes a second. It appears before it was going a little bit faster, but yeah. So now they're just kind of hanging out, doing their thing. But let's say, we're in a radiation storm. We don't want them to be so relaxed, so let's give them regroup type formation. So then they'll all run back together into a tight formation and kind of just gather up around you. So these guys will follow you, which is very good. Some follower mods aren't as good with that, but yeah, so basically it's just the Institute H-Cat Courser, and now we have them. But another cool thing, which I really like, I don't know if everyone's going to like this, but again, a little bit unbalanced, but just a nice thing to the mod, you can actually assign these guys to your settlement. So these are basically settlers, and it'll turn into a settler. So as you can see over here, I did do that with the Minutemen and some of the Railroad guys. So I had them come, and as you can see, all the H-Cat coursers are following me, and they're a little glitchy. Like sometimes if I go to, they'll jump around a little bit, which is fine. It's nothing too big of a deal. But yeah, so as you can see now, these are settlers literally. So if I go over to him and I say, okay, go command, go farm or something, I can go make that guy farm. Obviously this is not the most balanced thing. I in no way paid for them. Oh crap, I did assign him to that plant though, so hopefully he'll go farm in a second. Yeah, it looks like that's what he's going to do, but or maybe not, I don't know, whatever. You get the idea though. So those are settlers. So if you want some OP settlements with power armor dudes, you can. So now let's try and expand our squad a little. And the mod author did say in the post, this can crash your game very easily. So obviously I film a lot of battle videos. I kind of know the extent to which I could spawn things in, but let's see if we could push it a little bit here. So we have some more, and as you can see, now these guys are all in my singular squad. So as you can see, this is going to get very overpowered very quickly, but we're all on the same team here, right? So I have my my combat armor and my M2216, which again, it was from yesterday's video. If you didn't check that out, well, you can check it out. So let's request one more Institute forces, and I will be going over the other two later on in the video. So if you are like, hey, where's that? I'll show you that in a second, don't worry. But yeah, so let's go put them somewhere and let's have a little fight. So I'll go do that and I'll be right back. All right, so I did place some, I turned off combat AI, so I think they're all walking away. Yeah. But yeah, so basically I placed some super mutant brutes right over this hill, and we could actually order them right now. So let's give them orders. I set them to guard position, but I guess, what's a better one? We can regroup type formation, I guess secure perimeter, or just guard location again. And yeah, I'm not entirely sure how that'll work, but let's see. So yeah, I guess they'll guard this current location. They were all walking back that, or maybe they're going to guard that. But let's give them orders. So let's just go Alpha Squad. Let's regroup in a tight formation, and there are some super mutant brutes over this hill. So if you don't know, super mutant brutes are actually pretty tough. So hopefully it'll be a good match. And that's them. So yeah, they all have miniguns, so we'll see how these guys fare. I'm not entirely sure, but I think we'll just shoot them once and see what happens. So they should notice me now, and it looks like, yeah, so my HCAT coursers are running into position. Let's see how they fare against these guys. I really don't know. I don't know how balanced this is going to be. Obviously, they all have miniguns, so that's going to be not fun. Let's help them out a little bit. And it looks like they're doing pretty well. So I don't know if they die, actually. I have not tested that. So we could obviously keep track of this. So let's see, right now, this one will get taken out invariably. So let's see what happens. It looks like he actually picked up one of the miniguns. Oh, did they actually just destroy all of them? Oh, wow. It looks like they actually did just more or less kill all of them. So maybe we won't find out if he dies. But wow, so they actually completely stomped those guys. And so these are some powerful units here. And it looks like all the brutes are dead. But as you can see, yeah, so now we have all of these HCAT coursers who are kind of like my personal defense squad now. And yeah, they completely stomped those super mutants. So if you go to talk to them, they don't actually do anything, as you may have guessed. Pretty much standard with that kind of stuff. Nothing exciting there. But yeah, so let's get rid of all these guys and let's try out a different type of unit. Oh, I also should note, I should know this earlier, but to get rid of them, you just click R on them and they'll instantly disappear. So as you can see, I'm just going around and hitting R on all these guys and they instantly disappear, which I kind of like. It's not very lore-y, but I kind of do like that nonetheless. Alright, so let's try this again, and this time let's do somebody else. So we could do the Brotherhood of Steel, which is by far my favorite kind of like landing thing. So let's do Alpha, and let's get some, we get a Star Paladin, let's get two. Let's get a Star Paladin, and let's get some Brotherhood of Steel. We'll put them in Alpha as well. Let's get some Knights. So I'll show you why this is interesting in a second. This is actually going to take a minute because, well, as you may or may not guess, they're going to fly in from a vertibird. So we have to wait for them. If it takes too long, I'll make a cut. I guess I'll make a cut. So here comes in the two vertibirds, and obviously I called in a Star Paladin and some Knights. So I'm going to show you right now what the difference between the two are as they land. And again, I'm just really loving this mod. I don't know, maybe it just hits a personal niche for me. So is that the Knights or is that the Star Paladin? I do want to make sure to get the Knights. I think this is the, oh, whoops. But yeah, one will only just drop. So yeah, this guy. So the Star Paladin just jumps out, which I think is pretty cool. And then the Knights actually land over here, as you can see. That vertibird lands, they all jump out of it, which is quite nicely. And then you can see you get a Brotherhood Knight in power armor, another one in power armor, and then two not in power armor, and a Knight Sergeant, which has a little bit tougher stats than the other two. So I just set them all to guard location, and I guess basically what they're going to do now is kind of just patrol around and make sure nothing bad happens around this location, which is pretty interesting. I do like that setting. I also like the give orders, all squads, secure perimeter. I really like that. I think that's a cool option to have, especially if you're like expecting an attack on a base. I don't know how that'll come in handy, but it is pretty cool nonetheless. And yeah, so I'll show you some of the other ones right now. We can request forces, And let's get some Minutemen, and we can put those on Bravo. So let's get some, what do we want? Let's go with the regular just Minutemen Rangers. And then I'll also show you request forces. Who else? Railroad, Charlie, and let's get some railroad, I guess scouts. The only thing that I'm a little bit on the fence about here, these are obviously the ones from before, but the only thing, I'm not sure if I like this, dislike this, whatever. And those are obviously in the settlement, right? Yeah, those are the ones in the settlement. These guys will actually run, and I know where they're running for because I called those ones in before, but it took a while. But basically what they do is they run from over here, and I imagine they're gonna run to me. So let's actually go toggle my free cam. But yeah, so they take, like, I don't know. I felt like I was waiting forever, and like I don't know. I had no real. Obviously it says, you know, command sent and all that, but I had no real like indication that they were on their way. I was unsure if the mod was working. And I don't know, I just didn't like that. So as you can see, we do have one of the Minutemen right there running to me. And, oh, what's going on here? Oh, is that the other Minutemen getting killed? Is that actually what's happening right now? That's actually pretty funny. So the other, oh, are those the railroad fighting? No, those are raiders. Yeah, so, okay, so one Minuteman got away, one didn't. And let's go try and find where he went, or she went. And yeah, so and then over here you do have some, I assume that these are the railroad scouts. And yeah, so let's toggle my free cam. But as you can see, they ran away. One got taken out, one of them. And I was actually wondering why some of my units were coming like scattered. But yeah, so right here we have the railroad scouts, and then we do have the Minutemen Ranger, which did, well, his friend got taken out, which, wow, I can't believe she left him. But okay, but yeah, so that's pretty much all of it in the mod. I really do like this mod. I think it's a really cool just concept. Some things I would change, which obviously is directed at the mod author, is just, I think it's really easy to make this balanced. If you could do something like, in order for me to call in Brotherhood of Steel Knights, I have to have reached a certain quest point with the Brotherhood of Steel. I think that would be massive. Like, you need some to accomplish a huge task, and maybe it costs a certain amount of money. You have to pay a certain amount of money, and it wouldn't be it would make it a lot more balanced, which I think. Same thing with the Minutemen, same thing with the Institute, and same thing with the Railroad. All four of those factions you can easily do this with, and just make it so, okay, you have to beat the final quest for the Brotherhood in order to call in the Brotherhood, and you have to have helped them, which I think that would be very reasonable and very fair, and just stuff like that. So I hope you guys did enjoy. I do highly recommend you check out this mod, make some cool battles, because it is pretty cool. I really like the settlement part as well, because now I have like a pretty stacked settlement here, which I don't know. But yeah, so again, I thank you for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.